guys, what's up? Retro Shinobi here, coming at you another video. In this video, I'm going to talk about a couple of different things that I got for pickups and go more into more of the day-to-day kind of life stuff that I've kind of been neglecting in the challenge. I'm going to talk about that here in a little bit. But first, I want to show a pickup that I got. This is an insane pickup. I paid $150 for everything that you're going to see here. And you know, you're going to be thinking at first that it's not that good of a deal, but it all adds up, you know. So first, we've got this, the fat PS2 with two controllers. We've got a blue one and a black one. All right, I got all the games. So, Need for Speed Undercover for the PSP. We've got Brunswick Pro Bowling, Tekken, Star Wars Battlefront Renegade, just the UMD, and then a surprising one, Jeanne d'Arc for the PSP. That one goes for like 20 bucks. I also got Rainbow Six Siege for the Xbox One, but it's, you know, I don't have an Xbox One, so definitely gonna trade that one in. Also, I was like, oh cool, Crash, Insane Trilogy. This lady just brought out a bunch of different stuff and was like, you can have all of this too. Originally, it was just for PS2 with games. We got Assassin's Creed Unity inside of it, so you know, probably gonna try to trade this into to get some trade credit because it's not really worth selling by itself. We've got Siphon Filter 3 for the PS1. Most of these are you know, disc only. Scooby-Doo, Night of 100 Frights, Hobbit, NCAA Football 04, NCAA Football 03, Medal of Honor Frontline, Soul Calibur 2, Gun, Super Trucks Racing, Soul Calibur 3, disc only, and then Soul Calibur 2 with no manual. Now there are two games that were complete, but before that, I'm gonna get into a couple more of disc onlys that I forgot about. So we've got Onimusha Warlord here. The reason I forgot about these is because I sold them to my roommate. SOCOM US Navy SEALs, Oni, and LA Rush. So the other two that are complete is Rampage Total Destruction for the PS2 and King of Fighters 11. Now, those two that are complete are going into the collection. They are the only two games out of this lot that I am going to be holding on to because I do need to recoup. Now, there are three more games I have to show you that are the reason why I got this lot. I was really hoping that they would be the ones that were complete, but no such luck. We've got Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3. This is like 30 bucks. I'm gonna put up sold comp right there. We've got this Code Breaker disc right here, which I looked this up and I was really surprised to see that this is between $60 and $75, you know, depending on condition. All of these discs are pretty scratched up. I'm about to head to the pawn shop. I'm gonna talk more about that in a little bit, and hopefully they have a resurfacer that they'll let me use, you know, maybe for $1 a disc or something like that. And the cream of the crop, the reason why I messaged this lady in the first place, Silent Hill 2 disc only. Now, Silent Hill 2 disc only goes for about $100. This is an amazing game. Sadly, it is disc only. Once I get this resurfaced, I am going to be selling it to recoup the rest of the money for getting the console. Now, the last time that I was in the Easy Pawn and I got those UMD videos from the last week's video, I noticed that they had a PS2 Slim model 9000 or 90,000, which is the model It was the last model that they made for the PS2 Slim and for the PS2s in general before the PS3 came out. It had an internal energy supply, power supply, and it looks, I've never seen one before, and I've dealt with a lot of PS2s in my time. So they wanted $100 for it with 2 controllers and all of the hookups. I'm going to bring in the PS2 Fat with a lot of these, kind of bad games and see if I can't trade up. I am going to hold on to the blue controller, but everything else is on the table. So hopefully, we can get some good stuff there, and also going to look at the PS2 games they have to see if there's anything that we can't pass up on. So I'm going to do that here in a bit, and then, we'll see how it goes. All right, guys, so I am back from the pawn store, and when I brought the PS2, I also brought all of the, all those games to get, for trade-in value. Most of the games they wouldn't take because of how scratched they were, and when they plugged the console in, it didn't work, which was concerning because it worked absolutely fine when I tested it, and I played some Rampage. So I don't really know what's up with that. I'm gonna have to kind of open it up, look at it. I bought some canned air to kind of clean out some of the dust and some of the other stuff that might be in there. So to end this video off, before I get into the recap, I kind of just want to show off a couple of the cases that did not have games that I got in this lot. So these are kind of all over the place. Some of them, I really wish that it had it in there. Medal of Honor for PlayStation, no game. I'm holding on to these for now as kind of case replacements, or, potentially if I find the game disc only, I can then replace it. I've got a manual for Yu-Gi-Oh! The Duelists of Roses, just the manual. Simpsons Road Rage, Greatest Hits, case and manual. Really upset about that one not being in there. This is one of my all-time favorite games for the PS2. Definitely something I'm going to have to pick up eventually. We got GTA San Andreas Greatest Hits, case and manual. We got Pinball Hall of Fame case, no manual. And then the last one is Greatest Hits, Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2, case and manual. So, kind of unfortunate that some of the more expensive games, Simpsons Road Rage, I'm pretty sure it goes over 20 like all day. And I know that Budokai Tenkaichi 2 is worth some good money. It's unfortunate that those didn't have the games in the case. There were also, when I went to go do this deal for the PS2, there was a bunch of games that this lady brought out, was showing off. He's got a bunch of other games, and it was, GameCube and DS, and then I saw Shin Megami Tensei Devil Survivor 2, Pokemon Diamond, Mario Kart Double Dash for the GameCube, and Mario Party, and just no discs. So it was unfortunate, and she didn't want to give me those cases and without, finding the discs for them. So, that was also unfortunate. It would have been really nice to have been able to have those, even if it was just cases and manuals, because, like I said, I can kind of add those to future disc-onlys and complete those eventually. But that is pretty much all that we have for this week. Some pretty good stuff, with the PS2 lot. I am going to be selling some of the games after I get them resurfaced, so that, I can make sure that they work. I did end up trading in some of the games, the PSP games, and I think 1 or 2 PS2 games, I think Soul Calibur, and got some trading credit towards a PS2 that I ended up putting on layaway, a PS2 Slim. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up the PS2 Fat, put it up on Facebook Marketplace with a lot of the other disc-only games that aren't really worth that much, and then, try to get maybe 60, 70 bucks out of it. And then if I get that, then I can pay off the rest of that PS2 Slim, and then that's kind of the same kind of situation that I was hoping for. So anyways, we are going to get into the recap for this week, and then we're going to close it out. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you've watched through to this point, let me know what your favorite game that I picked up was, and let me know your favorite PS2 game. It doesn't have to be the most expensive game that they made for the PS2. It just has to be something that is fun. I'm definitely looking towards getting more PS2 games in the future, being on the lookout for some of those that, I might not necessarily know too much about, but games that are definitely worth picking up. So again, thank you guys so much. We're going to get into the recap. All right, guys, this is the video game collection update for this week. We're looking at $6,735 currently with a, there's some things that are going to be added and taken away. Like, for example, the PS2 Black. This is currently adding $76 in value. Eventually, we're going to be switching it out with a PS2. Sometimes you have to be pretty specific with how you word these. If we find the Slim, might take me a little bit. Scrolling, seems like they mostly have the fats. Maybe if I put Slim PlayStation 2, there we go. PlayStation 2 Slim, we're looking at about 90. So, that would increase that by just a bit. I put in the controller, the blue controller, and the multi-tap, both of which I am going to be keeping. The network adapter I'm most likely going to be selling with the console. So here I also have the two games that I decided to keep, Rampage and King of Fighters 11. So, Hunter Call of the Wild gone up by $4. Love to see that. We're just kind of looking through a couple of the other things that I purchased over the last couple of weeks to kind of give you guys an update on pricing on some of these. Some things go up and some things go down, definitely. I also need to change this. I recently started playing Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. I know that I said I was going to... do a review of the first game. I still am definitely going to be doing that. I haven't gotten to it yet. But anyways, sorry for rambling for a little bit. I want to thank you guys again so much if you've watched all the way through. This is Retro Shinobi signing out.